So to break the Daima drought, we've got a new trailer as well as a bunch of new posters and sheets recently dropping. But let's dive into the visuals of this trailer. So it starts right off at Halme's lookout. Like in the previous trailers, we can see the vehicles are animated in 3D. It looks fine, I don't love it, but relegating stuff like that to a different department takes the burden off the 2D team, which allows them to put more time into the action and all that good stuff. So it's a positive. This next cut showing us the new character Goma is interesting. The rotation is really smooth, but it's just the way it like switches from like a vertical panning shot to then this horizontal scan around the face. I don't know, gives a bit of an odd flow, but maybe that's just me. In the actual episode and in context, it'll probably make sense. Animation wise, there's not a lot to point out in these following cuts, but man, the character art is nice. Great to see the old school indented cheek shading everywhere, and you can see the polish in the effects, the outer blur, the soft lighting on Shin's face, all with this shot of Goma. Great lighting, just really nice work by the photography department. Then there's some nice atmospheric shots and a bit more of a detailed Goku with the two-tone shading. It does make me wonder if we'll see like a similar directional choice to DBS Broly, where the shading becomes more detailed for fights and then for like the general slice of life stuff it's reduced. Guess we'll see. After, there's this really nice cut which seems to be part of the fight with the guards we saw in the last trailer. Although short, it's very bouncy, and the detail added by the animator to have Goku like smile back, tap his feet together before he jumps away, like it's really quick, so I'm sure most people wouldn't even notice it, but really like it when animators add those extra details. And it's also nice to have a series with a good schedule for a change that gives animators the time to do that. Moving on, more great drawings. I feel like that's all I'm going to be saying every single trailer. And then we come to the part animated, I presume, by Chikashi Kubota, or at least very heavily redrawn by him. Of course, Kubota will be a chief animation director on Daima, but I really wouldn't be surprised to see him put out, a decent amount of key animation on Daima as well. I mean, he made it a requirement of his participation on Superhero to not only have that flashback scene in 2D, but for him to also animate it, which is a massive task considering he was already character designer and working as a supervisor on the film. So generally wouldn't be surprised if he's like requested to animate some flashback scene or a particular fight on the show. And when we saw those Z flashbacks in the first trailer, I was praying for some close-ups of them because, as you know, I love Kubota and his skill in channeling the Buu arc art style, honestly just about any arc as we've seen, so big ups for giving us that. Next cut again, very likely Kubota's own key animation. I'm guessing this is from the first episode, so that possibly means he'll be working as a chief animation director as well, right from the first one. So excited to see that. Then lastly, some smeary pole spins before the action. Again, gonna sound like a broken record here, but those minor details like that, spinning a weapon around before an action, is just stuff you only ever really saw in the movie. So even though the chibi designs for Piccolo and Vegeta leave me mixed, visually this is going to be a very animated show, especially for Dragon Ball standards. But yeah, anyways, that's it. That's the final bit. It was a pretty short trailer with a lot of very quick cuts, so it makes it hard to actually break much down. So hoping the next one will be a bit more lengthy. But with that, thanks for watching and thank you to my patrons, and I'll see you later.